I'm going to start off with a film called White Bird, and this was one that I saw from Regal's mystery movie program. But interestingly enough, I think this one is out in theaters now. It does have a small run, so it might be difficult to track down. But this film is directed by Mark Forster, and in this film, Julian has struggled to belong ever since he was expelled from his former school for his treatment of Auggie Pullman. To transform his life, Julian's grandmother finally reveals her own story of courage. During her youth in Nazi-occupied France, a boy shelters her from mortal danger. Together, they find first love in a stunning magical world of their own creation, while the boy's mother risks everything to keep her safe. So, this is kind of like a Diary of Anne Frank kind of setup. This is Nazi-occupied France. And this is kind of when the stuff is ramping up and Nazi Germany is actually doing the occupation. So the film starts off in modern times. Like I said, there's this troubled kid at school, and he gets in trouble for participating in bullying this other kid, and his grandmother is played by Helen Mirren. She sits him down and has a talk about her story about not just settling for fitting in, because that's his way to get through this. He just doesn't want to make any waves. The only reason he bullied that other kid was so the other kids would leave him alone and let him fit in with the group. So this whole story that she tells him is kind of an analogy to show him that it's not always wise to just sit back and stand on the wall, because if someone did that for her, she wouldn't be here now, because she's in the school in France and she's a Jewish girl, and then suddenly all of a sudden the Nazis are in town, and it's crazy, man, because some of the French youth in this film too that are the same age as this girl, they're kind of joining this Hitler Youth program. They're acting as auxiliaries for this Nazi occupation. They're ratting on their fellow Frenchmen. You know what I'm saying? It's like their ethnicity is trumping their national unity, because these people are Jewish, even though they're French too. It's like, well, you're not this kind of French. So it's kind of crazy, man. They're ratting on each other. So one day she's in school, and the Nazis come to take out the Jewish kids out of the school, and the teachers kind of get a wind of this and round them up and try to help them escape. So they sending these kids out the back while they occupy the soldiers, and most of them get recaptured, but she actually does escape. And interestingly enough, one of the kids in her school who's been bullied because he has a bad leg from polio. This is that era where polio vaccine kind of hit late, and this kid misses chance, and he has a messed up leg. But this kid actually sees her and helps her escape the school and hides her out in the barn that's near his parents' home, man. And it kind of goes on from there, man. The interesting thing about this movie, I think the performances are really great. This is not a film I would have sought out to see if it wasn't for this mystery program, but I'm really glad that I saw it. This cast is pretty dope. They do a good job with the characters, man. Did I mention the cast earlier? I think I might have skipped that. But it's Helen Mirren in this. She plays the kid's grandmother that we meet in the beginning of the film. We also get Bryce Geisar. He's the kid with the bad leg that helps the grandmother. And Ariola Glazer plays a young version of the grandmother. We also get Gillian Anderson in this, and some more people playing other characters. But it's kind of interesting, man. It's about, I guess, I don't know if this is a true story, but I think it's one of those stories that is playing around with history a little bit, which can be fun and entertaining. But it does unfold in interesting ways, man, because she's pretty much in this barn for like over a year, man. It's kind of crazy, but her and the kid kind of form a bond because as he can, he sneaks over, spends time with her, man, brings her schoolwork and stuff like that, so she's not missing any lessons. He comes in and hangs out and reads with her, and they get really close and form a cool bond until later on other events start happening. The occupation gets more intense. They start cutting off roads and stuff, and then there's a danger of discovery that's present throughout this entire film. And for the most part, man, I had a really good time watching this. It does have a really powerful message, I think, that's important and very well acted, and just one of those films you come out of you could appreciate, people stepping up, in times, especially when their own, lives are in danger, man. I had a good time checking out Whitebird. I got a feeling this theatrical run, if it's not over, it's going to be over soon. And I really predict this to be hitting the home video soon, or getting picked up by one of these streamers. And I can see some award consideration coming up out of this too, man, But
Yeah.
Whitebird is pretty cool.